In January 1986, Voyager 2 flew past Uranus. It had 6 hours of close encounter. Then it drifted back into the dark, and in the 4 decades since, nothing has ever gone back. 6 hours. That is everything we have ever seen of an entire planet, up close, in all of human history. Tonight, we go past it. This is First Signal. What you are watching is a physics simulation of falling into Uranus, through rings the colour of charcoal, past a cliff 20 kilometres tall, into a black ocean of electric ice, and down to something no other fall in this series has ever had. A bottom. Something is wrong with this planet, and you notice it on approach. Every other world spins upright, like a top. Uranus lies on its side, knocked over about 98 degrees, most likely by a collision with something the size of Earth billions of years ago. So it doesn't spin through its year, it rolls. And each pole gets 42 years of daylight, followed by 42 years of night. The rings run vertical from where you fall, like a target drawn around the planet. There are 13 of them, and they are some of the darkest objects in the solar system. We only found them in 1977, when a star blinked out behind them at the wrong moment. You pass through and see almost nothing. That is the point. Then, a wall in the dark. Miranda. It is one of 28 known moons, every one named after characters from Shakespeare and Pope, and it looks like it was shattered and glued back together. That scar is Verona Rupes, the tallest cliff we have found anywhere, 20 kilometres top to bottom. The gravity is so weak that if you stepped off the edge, you would fall for about 10 minutes. Now the planet takes you. And here is the strange part. The pull is gentler than Earth's. What kills you here is not the fall, it's the cold. Minus 224 degrees, the coldest atmosphere ever measured on any planet. Colder than Neptune, half again farther from the sun. For some reason, Uranus lost its inner heat long ago. Maybe the same impact that knocked it over shook it all out. The haze around you glows cyan, and the reason is simple chemistry. Methane in this sky swallows red light and throws the blue back out. You are falling through the only planet painted by a single molecule. Deeper, the clouds thicken. First crystals of methane ice, then a deck of hydrogen sulfide. If you could lift your visor, you would recognize it instantly. Rotten eggs. You can't, of course. The wind here moves at up to 900 kilometers per hour, sideways, and the whole sky moves with it. Somewhere behind the clouds, the planet's magnetic field is misbehaving. It is tilted 60 degrees away from the spin, and it doesn't even pass through the center of the planet. As Uranus rolls, the field tumbles with it, opening on the night side, snapping shut, then opening again, almost every day. The pressure climbs, and then, briefly, the temperature does something you don't expect this far from the sun. It becomes almost comfortable. Water condenses out of the sky, and rain streaks across your visor. Ordinary rain, in a place the sun cannot reach. Below you, radio static. Lightning, heard by Voyager on the way past. Then the comfort ends. The gas thickens until falling becomes sinking, and you enter the ocean that makes up most of this planet. Water, ammonia, and methane, crushed into a fluid thousands of degrees hot. Astronomers call this material ice, even at that temperature, which is why Uranus is an ice giant. The name is the coldest thing about it. Go deep enough, and that water stops being water. The oxygen freezes into a black lattice, while the hydrogen keeps flowing through it like liquid metal. Superionic ice. It conducts electricity, it glows with heat, and until we made a flake of it in a laboratory, it was only a theory. And down here, the pressure does one more trick. It tears methane apart and squeezes the carbon until it crystallizes. Diamonds, growing in the dark and sinking. A slow rain of diamonds, falling with you toward the core. We have recreated this in a lab too. It is very likely happening right now. After weeks of sinking, you arrive. A ball of rock about the size of Earth, near 5,000 degrees, under millions of atmospheres of pressure. Jupiter never gave you this. A floor. A surface no eye will ever see, except the one we just built. One flyby, 40 years ago, and a planet this strange is still waiting for someone to come back. When a mission finally does, we'll be there. Until then, subscribe.